President Biden has pardoned his son Hunter, who is facing sentencing this month on gun crime and tax convictions. And before we go, the publisher Oxford University Press has announced that its word or phrase of the year is brain rot. Now, the phrase describes the supposed deterioration of a person's mental or intellectual state due to the overconsumption of trivial material, such as scrolling endlessly on social media. Brain rot won a public vote, although its first recorded use was in 1854. Its use has increased significantly over the last 12 months, particularly on TikTok.
Figures show that more than 20,000 migrants have arrived in the UK by crossing the Channel in small boats since Keir Starmer became Prime Minister. He said ministers had inherited an utter mess in the Home Office. It comes after the PM announced a major overhaul of the immigration system and accused the Conservatives of running a one-nation experiment in open borders. And the former world snooker champion Terry Griffiths has died at the age of 77 after a long battle with dementia. From South Wales, he came through the qualifying rounds to win the 1979 Crucible title as a qualifier and also won the Masters and the UK Championship to complete the sport's illustrious Triple Crown. Dozens of people have been killed in a crush following clashes at a football match in southern Guinea. Local officials say police fired tear gas at supporters of the visiting team after they threw stones and invaded the pitch. The clashes came after the referee awarded a penalty to the home side in the final minutes of the game. The chief executive of car manufacturer Stellantis is stepping down with immediate effect. The world's fourth biggest car maker, which owns brands including Chrysler, Vauxhall and Fiat, said it had accepted the resignation of Carlos Tavares. Well, last week it was announced that Vauxhall would close its van-making plant in Luton, putting some 1,100 jobs at risk. Well, talks aimed at negotiating a global treaty to reduce plastic pollution have failed. Negotiators from some 175 countries meeting in South Korea were unable to reach an agreement on key issues, including reducing the amount of plastic produced in the first place.
This year, the world made 430 million tonnes of plastic, and that figure could triple by 2060. Just 9% of it ends up being recycled, with the rest going to landfill, being burnt or dumped at sea.
Here are headlines. The MasterChef presenter Greg Wallace faces an angry backlash after claiming that accusations of inappropriate behaviour against him came from a handful of middle-class women of a certain age.
Plans to double the speed at which unsafe cladding is being removed from tower blocks as a result of the Grenfell fire.
A 91-year-old former sub-postmistress who's thought to be the oldest victim of the Horizon IT scandal says she is disgusted after being offered less than a third of what she'd claimed in compensation.
Good morning. Why are so few couples taking advantage of shared parental leave? BBC News research shows it's overly benefiting higher earners in London and the South East. I'll have all the details.
Wearable tech, an industry dominated by items like smartwatches, is a multi-billion-dollar industry. Many premium products claim to accurately track exercise routines, body temperature, heart rate, menstrual cycles and sleep patterns. But some doctors... In February, YouGov surveyed over 2,000 adults in the UK and found that 46% use at least one type of technology to monitor their health. Daily step count is the most tracked health-related statistic, followed by heart rate and sleep habits. Well, almost half of UK adults surveyed said they do more steps every single day since they began using monitoring technology.